While an inconsistent Christophe Pourcel continues to maintain his lead, Trey Canard's string of back-to-back overall wins has put him in the middle of the championship hunt. Demonstrating that speed and endurance go hand-in-hand over this punishing season, Canard joins Dean Wilson and this determined group of challengers as they continue to chip away at Pourcel's once significant lead. Now, in this 30th year of motocross at Washougal, these stars of tomorrow are here in the Pacific Northwest to add their names to the prolific list of riders who have conquered these hallowed grounds of motocross. Next, at the Washougal National.
It's a big weekend for the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. We're into the second hour of live coverage here on Speed. Now it's the 250 class after Ryan Dungey put a hurt on the field in the 450 division here at Washougal Motocross Park in Washougal, Washington, just outside of Portland, Oregon. Once again, it's Jason Wygant, Jeff Emmigan, Aaron Bates giving you the call in the 250 class. The story the last couple of weeks has been Trey Canard. He's been the man to beat. And it's also been Christophe Pourcel, your points leader, struggling a bit, Jeff.
Well, Pourcel has been great in the first motos, but the second motos is where he has struggled tremendously. Trey Canard, though, finally just a resurgence. He is back, and the confidence is there. And I'm telling you, when you watch his riding, he is on fire. He's quite a few points behind Pourcel for the overall championship. But if things continue on the path that they've been on, this championship could be drastically different by the time we get to the final round.
Now, we were mentioning the first motos, the second motos. We'll show you what that means. In Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross, we run 2 motos every weekend. Here's the info. We break it down. Each moto has 40 riders, and each moto lasts 30 minutes and 2 laps, and we will combine those scores to determine an overall winner. And in case we have a tie, we'll break it with a better second moto. What's it like to race here at Washougal? Let's talk to our top 250 riders about the track.
Washougal, I mean, another one of those tracks that you drive to and you kind of like you're in a national forest or something like that. It's unreal. I mean, it's probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
The layout's just cool. It's high speed, real high speed, and also gets, like all the other rounds, you know, it gets rough, gets rutted, but I think it's more a high-speed track. You've got to really carry your speed because it's kind of slick.
It's in a nice area, like it's a beautiful track, like, yeah, you don't get as much grip there, but like, it's not an issue. I guess you have to use your throttle control a little bit.
Zigging in and out of the trees, there's shadows, and so, you know, there's a couple things, you know, there's some obstacles, some you know, factors that we don't deal with every weekend, so it's always interesting, and you know, I think very important to get a good start there.
I learned actually a ton there, you know, going into this year. I don't know what to expect a little bit, and one of the, you know, the most beautiful places ever, but definitely the most crazy place ever with the dirt changes and stuff like that.
It's why we ride national, and it's why we call it motocross. And but the track is really good and really fun.
Well, it sure looks awesome here at Washougal. No one can argue that.
Well, it definitely is, and these fans here, they're just, they were here from early in the morning. And let's take a look at this track map here, new starting gate. Once again, back through some of the uphills and the downhills where you're trying to find traction, down the big peristyle, big triple. One of the coolest jumps down in this section before the finish, and of course the whoop section leading right into the finish line. A couple more tricky sections where your cornering ability plays a key part. And on around to the mechanics area, and that's a lap at Washougal.
We've already put quite a few laps down on this track. We had the first 250 moto. Let's give you the highlights here. And you can tell Trey Canard's got the confidence. Looks like Dean Wilson on the green bike's going to grab the whole shot, but Canard goes wide and passes him around the outside to grab the lead and take off.
Yeah, he really did ride the first moto all by himself. Trey Canard, he's got that confidence, you know.
Check this out. Chris Johnson goes down, gets run into by Darren Durham. That slowed their charge. They were battling, trying to get inside the top 10.
Then some other riders started having problems, and the first one here was Davalos trying to straighten the muffler out. It's been bent into the rear wheel area, so you can see all of the DNA shred sticks guys trying to fix that.
Then Justin Barcia was battling for a podium, and then his engine let go, had some mechanical problems, and he was super frustrated. He was in tears. He was so mad about that. So Christophe Pourcel, who had a terrible start, he's about 10th, has to make some passes to make up points. Here he goes around Blake Wharton, Jeff. It was a great move.
Yeah, Wharton had a strong ride going, but Pourcel was just a little bit quicker, and then pulls up on his teammate. Pourcel just makes the move, and Weimer tries to stay in the inside line just as Wharton wanted to, but Pourcel had the position.
And the win's going to go to Trey Canard. You remember Dean Wilson was second early in this moto. He crashed to the back and still dug his way back into the top 10. And we'll show you the results here in just a moment. Canard in the 38's got himself another moto victory. Now he's done it in the first moto for the first time this year.
And there was an impressive pass made there as Dean Wilson passed Eli Tomac coming into the finish line, learning from that mistake in Texas, never giving up until the checkered flag falls.
Absolutely. So we expect Dean Wilson to come out aggressive here in moto number 2 to try to make up for what he lost with a crash early in moto 1. But this is the guy they've really got to get aggressive with. Trey Canard has worked so hard for this, and now that he got the first one, the second came easy. How about 3 in a row? Might it happen this afternoon at Washougal? You're going to have to stay with us to find out. Man, if you're going to spend a vacation around a motocross race, and that's the way we prefer you do it, this might be the one to travel long distance to see and do. There's so much even outside of this racetrack. But of course, at the track, the real focal point, the starting line. We had a chance to talk to these 250 riders about the nerves, the adrenaline that flows when you go to the line.
Pretty much you just get like this weird stomach feeling. It's like you're going into a fight, you know? It's like a fist fight. What's gonna happen, you know?
When the gate's about to drop, you want there to be positive things, you know? You want to be focused on what you need to do, you know? There's some nervousness for sure. I think that if you ask anyone, that they would say that there's some butterflies, and I think they'd be lying if they said they weren't.
Pretty much everything that you have in your mind just gets clear, and you're just focusing about that gate, and I can't hear my bike. I'm just trying to feel and concentrate about that gate.
Pretty much you have 30 seconds on the starting gate. Once that gate drops, you don't know what's going to happen. You could either pull the whole shot and have the best race of your life, or you could be crashed with a broken leg in the first corner. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. I think that's where all the nerves come from.
Then as soon as the gate goes down, or as soon as the board goes up, you focus in, and you know, this is what you live for. This is your job. This is, you know, you have.
All right, we're about to get this race started. Let's send it down to Erin Bates with our progressive pre-race report. Erin?
Well, here I am with Mitch Payton, the team manager for the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Mitch, Christophe Pourcel has been referred to as Mr. First Moto. That first moto that he just raced right now, he had to battle a hard charge all the way from 10th place all the way up to 2nd place. Any concerns or how this is going to affect him for the second moto?
No, I mean, I think he'll be all right. He's had a good week this week, and it's not as hot as it has been or humid. And you know, he has won 2 motos the same day, so everybody's kind of down on him not winning the second moto. So hopefully today we can do that.
Best of luck to you guys today.
Yeah, well, there's the stats. He's won all but 2 first motos this year, and he's won only 2 second motos. And last week was first in the first moto and 10th in Moto 2.
Yeah, it was. He dropped off the pace pretty far. But if he wants to win this championship, he's going to have to start improving, and he's got a chance to do it here today at Washougal.
Carded sideways. Let's go racing live with the 250 class. Instant replay of Moto 1. Wilson and Canard duking it out. And once again, Canard's going to control it up horsepower hill. A little bit better start, though, for Pourcel this time. There he is, already going up to second.
Pourcel's there. Weimer, or I say Wilson, Rattray, Barcia.
Wharton also on the 21. This is all the big hitters up front. And Pourcel's not messing around. He's gone around Wilson. He's going after Canard.
And it looks like the first Yamaha there. Looks like Martin Davalos.
And Pourcel certainly looks motivated as Wharton, meanwhile, goes after Rattray and Wilson. Rest of these guys battling it out. You see the 243 Eli Tomac about 10th right now. Here we are into the S-turns, back in the view of the fans for the first time. Oh, and one of the riders goes down. Trying to figure out if that was Rattray or Wilson. Lost the front end of that S-turn. That will shake things up quite a bit. It's
not Rattray. Rattray, yeah.
It definitely was Wilson, because Rattray's there, and so is Weimer. So we've lost one Kawasaki from this group.
Wow, so Dean Wilson, once again, starting from a disadvantage here.
Yeah.
He was a few laps into the first moto before the mistake, but he's got his work cut out for him. But this young man is capable of moving through the pack, because we saw it in Moto 1. But right now, this is an all-out charge, okay? This is going to be a speed moto to see just how fast our leader, Trey Canard, and our points leader, Christophe Pourcel, can go here in Moto 2.
All right, green flag is out. Clear first lap. Let's go for it, boys. And Pourcel, he's much more of a competitor than he lets on. He claims he doesn't ride too much or train too much. He doesn't care, but I guarantee you he's not happy about this Mr. First Moto stuff, and he would love to beat Canard in this one. A little bit further back, we go to Weimer on the 12 and Barcia on the 17, 4th and 5th.
Oh, here's Barcia trying to make the move on Weimer. Can't make it happen. But you know, Jason, what's interesting, if you have a moto like Barcia did the first moto, where he was on the gas,
yeah,
and he has that setback, and they have to, repair the machine. It's interesting if you have energy left over, you know, because your body wasn't taxed in the first moto, so you're not worn out, or are you a little bit rusty, okay, because you didn't finish the moto off?
I don't think it's rusty, because he's about to make the move on Weimer right now. Weimer's going to make it tough. Nice job by Barcia to control the line, but he's fired up right now, the 17.
He certainly is, and it's just so frustrating when you're having a great moto and then you have a problem with the machine.
Look at Weimer weaving from one side of the track to the other, trying to position himself on the inside in his corner. Almost got
Barcia's
it.
down.
Too fired up as Barcia loses the front end. Oh, that's a bummer for him. He's going to be even madder than he was in the first one.
So now are we going to see just a crazed 17 of Justin Barcia, who gets just in front of Lemoyne, so that's going to put him about 13, 12, somewhere around in there, so he gave up some position. So is the wild child going to let it all hang out here in Moto 2 at Washougal to get himself back up onto the podium?
You better be careful if you're next to Barcia now. Jeff, take us through this crash.
Let's take another look at it here as see Weimer really pressed Barcia coming down in there, and he came in with a little too much speed. And they laid down a little bit of water also. Barcia, that was almost like he had one of them steer, like the steer wrestling, you know, you're trying to
hold it out,
pull it to the ground. But look at his teammate with the flick. That's where in practice I saw Trey Canard.
Yeah.
He now has the flick. Okay, that is when you are totally dialed in and you just have this riding technique where you're so comfortable, hit those jumps.
Oh, that was a flick the wrong direction. Yeah, he likes to whip it right now, though. That's what you're saying, right?
Okay. That was scary.
Yeah. So far, he's putting a little distance between himself and Pourcel, but we've seen Pourcel in this situation before. He kind of measures energy, measures his speed. You never know what you're going to get out of that guy.
Last lap around, even though with that front wheel tap, Trey Canard was a 2:13.4, Pourcel a 2:14.1, Rattray a 2:16.1.
All right, so Canard and Pourcel, those are the guys to beat. They're pulling away from everyone else, but this is going to be a dog fight between the 38 and the 377. Great racing here early on.
Thursday.
Wednesday night, Speed Primetime is all new. At 8, it's the new original riding series, Stealth Rider, and at 10, it's Intersections, where man and machine are pushed to the limit. So get your heart racing Wednesday night, starting at 8 Eastern on Speed. We have the perfect scenario in the second moto here live at Washougal. Trey Canard in the lead by about 3 seconds over Christophe Pourcel. And in a normal circumstance, you'd say, okay, Canard's pulling away, but you just never know what Christophe Pourcel has this bag of tricks up his sleeve. Hard to predict this guy.
Yeah, at the finish line last time around, it was 3 seconds, but now it looks like Pourcel has closed in a little bit. Rattray's in there. Another PC bike with Weimer.
And a much better start for Davalos, who was down early in the first moto. And let's talk a little bit about what Davalos has to do with our Rocky Mountain keys to the race.
Oh, yeah, good start. He got that. It wasn't great, but it was good. So far, he's kept the bike on 2 wheels, and he needs to finish the race because he's had a lot of problems getting to the checkered flag, and it's hard to build a foundation for success if you're not finishing motos. So far, so good.
They're going to show you what happened to Davalos in the first moto, where he was unable to finish the race, at least finish the race up front. First of all, you had this great battle going on here.
Watch on the inside. Right there. Davalos goes down. That was James Dakotas. got stopped there because of it, and it makes it tough to have a good race when you go down, early on the first lap.
Yeah, then we saw his muffler was bent off to the left side end of the tire. They had to bring him into the pits, kick that thing straight. But not only is he going strong in this moto, but he's keeping some pressure on Weimer, who's in front of him. But he better keep going because he's also got Blake Wharton. Shaking Blake, the fans are calling him.
Yeah.
Back in the number 6 spot.
And their lap times are great. I mean, the leader, Canard, was a 2:14 flat. Pourcel, basically a 2:14. Rattray, 2:14. And then Weimer, Davalos, Wharton, all 2:15. So they're pretty close right now to the lead pace. These guys are turning in some fantastic laps.
There's Wharton, the young Texan. And then we've got the 19 of Tommy Searle inside the top 10. Searle coming back from a shoulder injury on the KTM. It's his best effort since returning.
Yeah, it certainly is. He says he's feeling better, but he just hasn't had enough time on the bike. Is really looking forward to the 2 weeks off, not taking a break, but actually working hard and getting some time. This is a new machine here, for KTM. Bike with the linkage, fuel injection. Pretty impressive bike, but just has not been on the track after Tommy Searle was hurt in Moto 2, the opening round.
Yeah, he's basically developing the bike in racing.
Yeah, and remember, Searle almost won Moto 1 of the series.
Let's check out this battle. We had Darren Durham come by, and then it's Barcia, the 17, and Tomac, the 243 teammates, duking it out. Again, Tomac, so spectacular when the opening round at Hangtown, led some laps at round 2 in Texas, and since then, this is pretty much where he's been hanging out. Back end of the top 10. He admits the heat and humidity has taken him by surprise, as well as the toll of racing week in and week out on the amateur circuit where he was until this year. You basically only have a couple of big races a year, so you get a lot of recovery time physically.
Yeah, and it's hard to know exactly what was going on with Eli Tomac, but so impressive in the opening round. Oh, is he going to go around the outside of his teammate?
And Barcia, that's a tough guy to do that on. Be careful.
Yeah, and you got to think that when you get that heat exhaustion, and that's at the beginning of summer, it's just hard for his young body to recover like it needs to. But certainly his lap times have been good at times. But I think it's had taken a mental toll on him.
This is about the strongest he's looked really since he built it in those motos in Texas. As he goes after Barcia, just not enough room to get his team in. You like this little section, though, as they drop down, Jeff?
Yeah, this section's awesome. New sections, they drop down in there, and it actually goes quite a ways downhill. When I walked it, Tomac by on a Barcia mistake.
Wow. So Barcia gave that one up. Barcia's got to be a little bit out of his rhythm. And now we see the 108 of Wilson back on the page. Right there, I thought that guy was long gone, but Wilson just won't give up. He is in 11th, and he sees Barcia in 10th, and that's more points. Wilson needs to get these guys. Durham, Tomac, Barcia, Wilson, all 4 of them in your screen. And by the way, Canard just laid down the fastest lap of the race at 2:13.4. He now has a 4-second lead over Pourcel. Can he hold it? Stay with us.
In a season filled with hard hits, incredible saves, first-time winners, and heated...
They have been racing at Washougal Motocross Park. All the superstars have come through here, including the Beast from the East, Damon Bradshaw, and Jeff Emmett. Oh, there's Mike LaRocco there on the right. Larry Ward, Big Bird, he's one of the natives from the Washington area. They've raced the National here for 30 years. There's Jeff Ward in the middle of the screen, Mike Kudrowski, the Dogger, Ron Lachine. So much history here. We celebrate it with Retro Weekend. Trey Canard. Now, the theory has been when Christophe Pourcel wants to win and he's motivated, he can do it. He sure looked motivated at the beginning of this moto, but guess what? Canard has a 4.5-second lead.
Yeah, he's on fire right now. Wearing the retro gear, but certainly, etching his name in the current record books here. And he's on a charge, and this is what riders can do if they get everything working. Watch what he does here. He jumps from the left all the way to the right over that triple. I mean, he's just picking through the lines, just missing every bump. This is how it's done right here. He is on the gas.
Now he's gonna make this left-hand turn, and you can explain the flick that you were talking about.
Well, here's the flick, and I noticed it last week, and then I noticed it in the same second. Watch when he comes down here. Riders only do that when they're confident, when they're on the very top of their game. You really don't see the other riders that are struggling flick it quite like that. This is a special ride that Trey Canard's putting in right now, and This has got to be quite the redemption after the accident that he had just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was in this very section of the course. He was battling out Ryan Villopoto and Ryan Dungey. Then he tagged a lap rider and went down in this very turn and broke his femur. That ended his summer, his rookie year in 08. Comes back here, didn't race last year, had a wrist injury, so he hasn't raced on this track since then. Way to put those demons behind you, and also way to put Pourcel behind you. It looked to me in that opening lap like Pourcel was motivated to end this Mr. First Moto talk. Canard's not making it easy on him.
Yeah, and it's interesting that, you know, Trey admitted that the injury was something that was on his mind coming into this event. He says, yeah, I was definitely thinking about it, and he was facing his fears and trying to overcome those, and so far so good, because look, where's Christophe Pourcel?
Man, he's way back, and Canard's going to not only make up points, but on the mental side, he can now say that he's the man in this game, whether Pourcel's feeling strong or not. Rattray just goes by in third.
14 minutes plus 2 laps to go, and it's gonna, you know, for Christophe Pourcel, if he fades here in the second moto like he has in some of the previous second motos, it's really his teammates that he's gonna have to worry about first.
Avalos, really strong. He's sticking to the cheat sheet. The Jeff Emig Rocky Mountain keys to the race.
Certainly is, and right now, number 2 and 3 on the list is, you know, what he has to focus on. And just try to build on this, you know, try to get some momentum going in the right direction. Something where you're looking forward to the next race instead of just struggling and being like, wow, that was so disappointing last week. This is something that he can take away from here and do a 2-week break, okay, and go into that break on a high note. And try to put the 5.77 up into the top 5, possibly the top 3 in the remaining 4 races.
Now his teammate Broc Tickle, who was the top non-Geico Honda or Monster Kawasaki rider in the series, broke his collarbone in practice this morning. So Tickle is out. Davalos carrying the flag for that team. We'll go a little bit further back to Searle, who is in 7th. Tomac 8th, Durham 9th, Dean Wilson 10th, but Wilson is on the chart. Here he is in flag. He's already gotten Durham.
The one away to Wilson here. Of course, Pro Circuit Kawasaki, 4-rider field. Everyone's healthy, which when we spoke to Mitch Payton earlier today, he says that's actually a special thing because there's been times when he's had 4 riders and all 4 riders have been injured. And the contrast is that he's trying to chase down the 19 of Tommy Searle on the KTM. Tommy's the only guy here in the U.S. that has this bike, that's even racing this bike. So I think that there's really something to it when you talk about, I don't want to say team unity, but the power of the team, the power of all the testing and, you know, the competition, the team within the team, and, you know, each rider trying to be the top dog on the team. I think that it's better to have 4 riders than 1. Is basically what I'm saying. And that for Tommy Searle to be out, you know, recovering from this injury and having to race himself back in shape and doing the job that he is, I think that that's a very special ride for him also.
You mentioned he's the only guy on that team, on that bike. That's because Sarah Whitmore actually races for KTM in the women's division, which races 8 of the 12 rounds this year. She rides that bike, but not this weekend. We don't have a women's race this weekend, so he is running it solo right now. And every single one of these guys knows it's late in the season, it's contract time, they got to step up, get results, so they can get paid for 2011. These fans brought their retro gear to celebrate 40 years of racing here at Washougal, and they're being treated to a great afternoon. 15-20 minutes away from us here in Washougal, Washington. We're just over the state line. Battle on our hands.
Whoa,
for second.
Look at Pourcel taking a look back at his teammate there. This is the time in the motos. Last couple weeks where Pourcel has failed to come up with the good rides. We see the blue flag out, some lapped riders, and Tyla Rattray is putting the charge on for his teammate. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be team orders here at all. You know, he's got such a massive points lead, but Rattray trying to work his way past Christophe Pourcel, the Frenchman.
Hey, it's Retro Weekend, and Jeff, you mentioned how Rattray kind of reminds you of some of the old school guys like a Mike LaRocco, Mike Kudrowski, who late in the race just keeps going. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't let you go. He just keeps badgering you. This is not the guy you want behind you at this stage in the race.
Yeah, and I've talked about it before, about how his riding technique, like his shoulders, and, you know, and his head, like how he holds his head. It's like he's like a cobra, you know, like in the attack position at all time. And right now, he is really laying down some good laps. Last time around, same lap time as Pourcel at 2:15.4.
He's getting close, but Pourcel's trying to respond and get back away from him. We've been mentioning how it's Retro Weekend. Certainly been a great time. Let's go down to Aaron Bates with more on this weekend's festivities.
It has been a fun retro throwback weekend this weekend here in Washougal. A lot of teams participating by putting different kind of graphics on it. Thousands of fans up on the hillside wearing retro bright colors. But Geico Honda, they ended up having some Retro Fox gear. The TLD team wearing open-faced helmets and balaclavas as well. A lot of different vintage exhibition taking place as well, with 50 vintage bikes entering and legends such as 1980 champion Chuck Sun participating in that. It has been a lot of fun, and it just goes to show you how far we've come with style and safety.
Yes, that's true. In fact, we've come a long way with style. Based on the style that Aaron is wearing today, retro-wise, we have definitely come a long way.
Yeah.
And as far as safety goes, the Troy Lee team did have the open-face helmets, but they could only wear them during the parade lap. That's no longer even legal to race in, and that helmet used to be the helmet everybody raced in.
Yeah,
now it's not even legal anymore.
Yeah, and the visor was about 2 inches long on that thing. But in this day and age, you need to have that long visor on there, to, especially when you're getting roosted here. You got to duck your head. So.
Pourcel has responded to the challenge from Rattray, so I take back everything I said about Rattray gets stronger, he keeps badgering you. Now that Pourcel knows he's there, he's picked it back up.
Well, and also for Pourcel, this is a victory because now he's got 2 consistent motos.
Yeah.
He was pretty fast first moto, coming in second, but a 2-2 certainly, you know, he's only going to lose 6 points to Trey Canard. He's got 45 or 44 points coming into this event on him, but pretty solid ride second moto.
Davalos is in 5th, Wharton is 4th, so the rider that I believe we might have lost is the 12 of Weimer. Here is Wilson. What a great comeback for Wilson, who is down on the first lap. Well, he's been chasing these Honda boys. He's got Barcia now. He's going after Tomac.
Well, look at Tomac. He's all over the outsides, and Wilson just riding the inside. You can see how much he closed right up on him now. So this is a pretty strong ride for Eli Tomac, too. He's been having to shake off a lot of negatives here this summer, but riding strong here at Washougal.
All these riders are going to get 2 weeks off before the next round of our tour in Unadilla in upstate New York. How much help is that as far as resting goes? The theory is they'll train during that 2 weeks, but for some of these guys, it's better to actually sit on the couch and recoup.
I think so, especially, I'm sure some of these riders have little nagging injuries that they're not telling anyone about. It's just nice to get, just to kind of recharge your batteries. And I would take the first part of the first week to do that, and then kind of get back into it. You know, rather than keep training hard and then rest the next week. I think I would take this first week off.
So if you look at the top of the screen, Barcia's made up some ground. Weimer's lost a bunch, and Wilson just gained a bunch also as he makes the pass on Tomac.
Wow, he had the line coming down the hill into that 180 left-hander, but look at Wilson. He's on the gas.
One of those days where the results are not going to show you how fast and how aggressive this guy was. Down early in both motos, salvaged something in the first moto to get inside the top 10 with a 6th, I believe, and then basically working his way in that same position under the same circumstances again here in Moto number 2.
So we can see, get a chance to see how Eli Tomac is going to respond to this, see if he's got any answers whatsoever for the 108.
That's going to be tough. Wilson is definitely on a roll to the front. Jeff, you can take us through this pass.
Yeah, watch this replay here. Dean Wilson, look at this. He's like a bike length down, and he just charged in there. No mercy whatsoever, and he rode up on the side of the track there. Very nice. I like those lines when you miss all the bumps, right? And you get really creative. The 108 is certainly that today.
Unfortunately, Wilson did come into this race second in the points, but he's going to lose that spot to Canard. Canard actually leapfrogged past him with the win in Moto 1, and he's going to put more points on him in Moto 2. He's also going to gain 6 or maybe more points on the weekend on Christophe Pourcel.
Wow, look at Eli Tomac there, outside, just trying to find some smooth lines, but certainly not the fast line.
Yeah, so he's saving some energy there. Let's see if Wilson can get any further to the front. Can he catch Davalos, who's about 8 seconds ahead of him on the track? Yeah, even the Muscle Milk girls get into the retro weekend here at Washougal.
Wednesday.
Trey Canard putting a hurt on this 250 field. First half of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship Tour in its 250 class. We had different winners every weekend. Some of them first-time winners. But the second half of this tour, it's been Canard, Canard, Canard. He's working on his 3rd straight victory. He is controlling this race and maybe taking control of this series. Unbelievable.
Well, and it's all comes with the start also. Trey Canard has been fantastic. Let's take a look at the start here in Moto 2, the progressive hole shot. Dean Wilson in there also, and Trey Canard just stays on the outside just a little bit longer. They get close, and Wilson had the chance to edge him out, but across the stripe, Trey Canard, 38.
I was going to say, that's not only our progressive hole shot replay of this moto, but it's practically a replay of the way they started Moto 1. Wilson on the inside, Canard just held it on a little longer around the outside and edged him out.
Yeah, we can just save a little tape. We'll just run it twice.
That's right.
All right.
And we could show the tape from second moto at Redbud or Millville, where Canard was in this position. He had to fight for it at Redbud. Millville, he was in control all the way, and he's been doing that.
And believe it or not, Trey Canard is a first-time winner this year.
Yes. He's kind of like a young veteran. The way it works in this 250 class is a 3rd pro year. And most of these guys are rookies or pretty close to the beginning of their pro ride. So for him, 3rd season to get a victory, that's kind of a surprise. But once he got one, they're coming easy now.
Yeah, and that was due to injury for the most part. But boy, has he found the magic combination at this point.
And the great thing about Canard, not only a great rider on the track, but a great person off of it. We got a pretty cool story that we're covering here in the women's motocross class. Canard actually bought a bike for his buddy Elizabeth Bash so she could race this year.
In the beginning, I wasn't really out to sponsor a woman racer. You know, I've known Elizabeth for a long time and was just a fan of her. I think she's a great person, and we've always got along really good. Have been really good friends.
Me and Trey were talking at Anaheim, one of the Anaheim Supercrosses, and he's like, "What are you doing next year?" And I was like, "I don't know, nothing. Getting a real job." And he's like, "Well, what do you need help with?" You know, next thing you know, he's sending me a check in the mail.
I don't know how my parents did it. I know it's a long road and a lot of money, so. You know, I've been in that position before, and a lot of people were generous to me, so I felt like I should return the favor.
Yeah, well, I do remember a quote that he told me. Just because the economy's bad doesn't mean that you need to stop doing something that you love. So that's like what I look at it and say, yeah, you know, I want to do this for as long as I can. And that if I can have the support, then I'm gonna do it.
My expectations of Elizabeth are simply just to do her best. You know, I don't want her to win. I don't, you know, that'd be great. But you know, I know that she's very fast and very talented. I just want her to go have fun and do the best she can.
Well, not taxing the budget too much on Trey Canard to go buy her a couple of bikes because he's been earning some win bonuses the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, no doubt. Probably write it off. There's a lot of positive there. You know, Elizabeth Bass, she's a really cool girl, and she rides pretty good. You go out to local tracks out in SoCal, and she can smoke a lot of guys out there.
Well, you saw the number 5 plate of the bike. She's 5th in the nation, the ranking from last year in the women's motocross division, which, like we said, races 8 of the 12 rounds of this tour, right alongside the guys. No one is right alongside Trey Canard. Pourcel was there the first couple laps, and Canard just kept pulling away, pulling away, pulling away. What does he do with 2 weeks off?
Yeah, well, I mean, the only riders today that really have been able to get close to Trey Canard have been the lappers. I mean, seriously, he has been unstoppable. And this is a good thing for Trey Canard and this Geico Powersport. Tommy Searle, his mechanic right there. Every lap, 1-1. Total domination.
Yeah.
And it's these type of rides and this type of momentum that even though he's a tremendous amount of points down on the championship, this is what can start a real run to the finish. And I've been there before, and I've seen other riders do it. And so he just keeps his head down, focus on each moto at a time, and you just never know what can happen.
Well, take a look at how many points down he is. Magic number for him, 38 points with 4 races to go. Now he made up 6 today. So I'm not a big fan of doing math like this because you never know what can happen in this sport. But for example, if he were to win every moto over the last 4 races, and Pourcel would have finished 2nd in every one, Canard would make up 36 points, something like that. So,
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. No, okay, it's...
You're an English major, I take it.
The math, once I got through those prerequisites, life was a lot easier. Actually, it's 4 rounds. He'd make up 6 points per round. And you'd say, well, that's 6 times 4. That's only 24. It's not going to get the job done. But that's if Pourcel finishes second every time. And that's hard to do. And it's also difficult for Canard to go out and win out to the end of the tour. So that's why I'm not a fan of doing that type of math. So many things can change. One bad moto.
But I'm saying that anything is possible. Okay, that's I don't know what the numbers are. I'm just saying that anything's possible until the championship is over. And for Trey Canard, 38, he has dominated Washougal, and the fans are letting him know it right now as his final turn. This is an awesome feeling right there.
There's no way Pourcel can just take second in every moto and say, oh, that'll be good enough to win the title. Anything can happen down the stretch, especially with the win streak this guy is on. Trey Canard wins both motos here at Washougal. 3 victories in a row. Hey, what do they call a 3 in basketball? Trey. Nailing it. Trey Canard from way outside downtown. Swish. Another victory for the 38. Stay with us. We'll be going to the podium to talk to our winner. Wow. Oh, he went from Michigan to Minnesota, now all the way up to Washington State, but the story remains the same. Trey Canard, 3 straight victories. Once he got his first career win, that's his old trainer, by the way, his old riding coach, Shannon Nide. Some of the guys that built these building blocks to get victories. And your Lucas Oil race recap will show you how he does it.
Well, it all came at the start. It looked like Wilson had it once again, and Trey Canard, he just wanted it that much more. Just held it on that split second longer to just take control of this moto from the opening turn.
Yeah, and Christophe Pourcel got the second immediately. Tried to match him, couldn't do it. Canard wins by 10 seconds, wire to wire, every lap, both motos. Truly dominant, and this is definitely something to think about for everyone else with a 2-week break in the tour. That's your Lucas Oil race recap, and here are the results. Rattray puts the pressure on Pourcel. Pourcel pulled back away at the end, and Davalos, top 5.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong ride. Wilson coming in there. Searle now, once again, that's his best finish in a while.
And Justin Barcia, a crash in that moto, ends up 10th. Let's go down to Aaron with our winner.
It's 3 consecutive victories for Trey Canard. And Trey, we spoke about your mixed emotions coming in here after your horrific crash in 2008. Is it considered sweet redemption to come in and finish unfinished business?
Well, you know, I'm just thankful that I made it out of here safe and with a 1-1, man. I've never done that, and tell you what, I'm just blown away right now. I'm just so happy, and you know, just got to give it up to the Lord Jesus Christ. That's most important to me, and the whole Geico Power Sports Honda team, Planet Fitness, AMS Oil, Dunlop Pro Circuit, man, Timmy, my mom, my brothers, man, everyone's been great. I'm just thankful for today.
Your confidence has been soaring ever since the momentum has been going. Is there more of Trey Canard to come? Is there more speed after this 2-week break?
I wouldn't call it confidence. I just call it a little self-worth for myself. You know, it's a huge help for me to have these good races, and it's good to come into this break like this. Thanks.
Man, what's it going to take to stop this guy right now?
It's going to take some starts. It's going to take consistency. But it's hard to stop a rider when he has this, you know, this type of confidence. And you could tell he's not talking about the championship. He's taking it 1 race at a time like he needs to. But he's pretty focused right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the back of the mind somewhere. These are the races he's going to have to continue winning at if he wants to catch Pourcel in the points. Take 2 weeks off, go to upstate New York, to the legendary Unadilla Valley Sports Center. Then we go to the Sand Track, Southwick, Massachusetts, Steel City in Delmont, Pennsylvania, and the finale at a new track, Paula Raceway, just outside of San Diego, California. Of course, coverage of the 250 class exclusively on Speed. That's the gauntlet. All right, Canard, Pourcel, and the rest of the riders are going to have to run as the chase for this championship continues. Tough day for a lot of these guys. Great day for the 38. And we'll talk to some other podium finishers once we return to Washougal.
In a season.
Great scenery here. You like nature, or if you like the urban scenery there in Portland, Oregon, not too far from us here at Washougal, or just enjoy some time out on the river. Trey Canard has won 3 in a row, and that's our Geico moment of the race. We'll show you the 3 straight victories, and he's done it in all conditions. Jeff started at Redbud in the rough sand humidity.
Yeah, this was a huge win for him. He didn't even know that he won the overall. He was just happy with winning the second moto, and then, of course, he wins Moto 2 in that rainstorm up in Millville.
And then comes here to Washougal, polishes it off. Both motos, 1-1, leads every lap, dominating. The team is happy, Trey is happy. Job well done for him. Here's your overall results. Math pretty easy today. Pourcel goes 2-2 for second, and Rattray goes 4-3 for third. Dean Wilson rode awfully hard to end up fifth. And nice job by Vince Freeze getting up in the top 10. Let's go down to the podium with Aaron.
Christophe Pourcel put the Mr. First Moto speculation to rest after putting in 2 consistent motos. Christophe, is it possible that you have a different racing mentality and that you just know how to manage your points and know how to push?
You know, I got a big lead at the championship, and it's pretty good. But I'm still waiting for the win right now, and I really want to win because it's been a while, and I just try to give my best. And you know, I just made a mistake at the start, and I was kind of fifth, and you know, it's like that.
Take us through the problem that you ended up having mechanically out there. You're not sure if it was a rock that hit your clutch line. What exactly took place?
I don't know. You know, I was like I said, 4th or 5th, and I had something wrong with my bike, and you know, I think a rock hit my cable for my clutch, and I couldn't use it, the arm motor, so I was in first gear every little corner, and I'm really happy that I did install the bike and finish second, so it's pretty good. I want to say thanks to Kawasaki, Monster Pro Circuit, Traxxas, Thor, and Vance. Everybody's caught.
Congratulations. Enjoy your 2-week break.
Ah, that's a big difference. It looked like Pourcel wanted to run with Canard, and he didn't, but now it turns out that Pourcel had mechanical problems, and not having a clutch on a 250 is tough.
Yeah, and on those little off cambers where you really need to use the clutch, you're locking up the rear tire. It's
Here's your points. Wilson holding off his teammate Rattray for third. Canard, the match at 38. Let's go back down to Aaron.
Tyla Rattray makes his way up to the podium. Tyla, this track is known as probably the most picturesque track in the entire series. A lot of shadowing, though, from the trees. How challenging is that to overcome as a rider?
Man, this is a beautiful place with all these trees, and makes it hard to ride, though. There's a lot of shadows on the track and can't really see the bumps, and had a few close calls out there, but just want to thank the guys from Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Part Limited, for Vans, Traxxas, BH Bicycles, Concept 2 rowing machines, just everyone. My fiance, my family, everyone, thank you.
You've had a couple bumps and bruises over the past few weeks. Are you looking forward to a 2-week break?
Yeah, definitely, especially after this race. I was sick during the week, and just got to thank Jeff Spencer. He got me on his machines and got me on good medication, and managed to come out here with the podium, so can't complain about that.
Job well done on making it up to the box.
You know, Rattray said it was tough to get used to the tracks in his first year, but he missed a couple races mid-season last year, so some of these are still new to him because he was injured midway through the 09 tour.
Yeah, he's been fantastic throughout the season. Been really strong. He's just a couple of clicks off when it comes to that fast lap time, and if he could get his lap time down, he would be a contender for the overall win.
Fuel your passion for racing with Speed Mobile. Get the latest motorcycle racing news and results as soon as they become available right to your phone. Text MOTO to Speed3 for Speed Motorcycle Racing Text Alerts. I'm going to do that right now. We got a lot of big motorcycle races this weekend besides what we have here at Washougal. But for the motocross folks, this is history. Back-to-back 2 straight hours of live coverage on Speed. This is a huge moment for the sport. Trey Canard and Ryan Dungey were the ones that shined the brightest.
Well, they certainly were, and they just dominated here today. Yeah. And this is the type of momentum that you want to carry into the, the last rounds of the motocross championship here. And got a couple-week break, kind of recharge your batteries.
Yeah, it's going to be good when we go to Unadilla. And don't forget, by the way, next year that guys like Canard, Pourcel will be racing Dungey in the big class. So if you're a fan of motocross, this is a good time. For Aaron Bates, Jeff Femick, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for joining us live at Washougal, and congrats to Trey Canard.